Time like this, it's a great opportunity to spread knowledge, to learn knowledge. I know I've been doing my best to get out and learn as much as possible. So I'm happy to present. What I'm going to talk about tonight, I definitely wouldn't call it revolutionary, but we don't see a lot of it, on Saturday and Sunday. So just going to kind of try to walk you all through, what we were doing. When you look at our total snaps, we're probably looking at doing this 33% of the time, roughly 35% of the time. And it's just something for a defense to prepare for. And if they don't prepare, we attack them, and we really take advantage of it. So some of the statistics that we've had, we were first in the state in passing yards in 2018. We were third this past season. In 2018, we had 2 players that were all state, 4 that were all city in 2018. And then this year, Bo Allen, who's going to University of Kentucky, was all state, and he was also named the Paul Hornung Player of the Year. So we've been blessed. We've had some really good talent. Lexington Catholic, this is going into my 5th year at Lexington Catholic. We've been fairly blessed as far as getting players. It's very tradition rich. It was great before I got there. It's not like I'm doing anything special. It's a great school, great facilities. We're blessed to have what we have, but we've had some fairly good success. So when we transitioned from my first year as OC, which was 2018 to 2019, we were replacing a Power 5. We had our Power 5 quarterback in Bo, but we graduated 4 starting senior offensive linemen, and 3 of those were D1. And we were going to replace them with 3 sophomores and undersized junior that didn't play as a sophomore. So I knew, my staff knew, everybody knew we were going to have to be creative in what we were going to do and how we were going to attack a defense. And this is kind of how it came about. We realized tracking, at that point it was 3 full years working at Lexington Catholic full time. We were 95% throwing our screens into the boundary. And we knew we had to change that. We had some fairly bad tendencies, and we wanted to fix that, and this was a big part of fixing that. And then we knew going into this year, our schedule was arguably the toughest in the state by far. Probably only Trinity, maybe St. X and Mayo, which are significantly bigger programs than we are. We're a 4A school, they're 6A. We knew we were going to have to keep people off balance in order to beat them. They're going to have extreme talent. We have some good talent, but not extreme talent. So we're going to have to make sure our scheme was a little bit different, a little bit unique. We played the 5A state champion, the 5A runner-up. We played the 4A runner-up. We played a 6A semifinalist. And that's just a few. So we really had a tough schedule this year. So the thought behind the installation of this. So we're going to most of the time be in a trip set and push the back to the trip set. We're going to flood the defense to one side of the field, go quads and see how they adjust. A lot of defensive coordinators, they don't see this a lot, so they have to prepare. They're going to waste their practice, maybe not waste, they're going to use a lot of their practice time to adjust and see how they're going to attack us while we attack them. So it's going to make them prepare and spend time in practice. We want to stretch teams horizontally as well as vertically. And this really helped the stretching teams horizontally. When you make people run sideline to sideline, you're really going to wear teams down. And that's what we really wanted to do. Because with being as young as we were and just not physically there because they were sophomores, we had to give them advantage, and we really were able to make that happen. And again, we're attacking DBs. When we're throwing these screens, we're attacking DBs, guys that do not want to tackle in space. They do not want to get blocked. So we're putting some of our best players, our tailback, we're putting one of our best players out in space against guys that don't like to tackle and they don't like to be blocked. So it's advantageous for us. So when I watch these clinics, I like to look at the film. So I'm going to do my best to try to jump right into this film. Also, it seems like a fairly small sample size or clinic. So if you all have any questions, please hit that reaction button. I'll unmute you and we'll talk it out. I'd rather talk it out during this than wait. So what we're doing here, we're getting in a lot of people call it tray. We're just getting a trip set with the tight end. And what you're looking at right here is a 3-4 structure. And as I'm sure most of you know, when you're playing a 3-4, you really put them in a bind when you go trips with the tight end, because that jack or outside linebacker, whatever you want to call him, wants to come down and cover up that tight end, putting that safety over top of number 2. Okay. So again, with the 3-4 and most defenses, they want to remain balanced. So when you ground that tight end and they don't flip that other outside linebacker over, that puts them in a bind. Okay. So already just formationally, we've put them in a bind. Now, our rules for this, okay, is our offensive line is zone opposite of the swing. So in this situation right here, we're going to be pushing our back to the left. So our offensive line is going to zone right, and our left tackle is going to lock that defensive end, okay, getting hands down to the throwing side. Now, in this situation, when we ground our tight end, if the defensive end, outside linebacker, whoever that is, if he caps, we're going to cut him, okay? We're going to cut him. If he's off, okay, we're not going to obviously cut him. We're going to work our outside zone steps. So we've got film. I've got some film of both, okay? So just be patient with me and we'll work through it. But if we can, we want to cut that guy to make sure he can't track us down running sideline to sideline. So we push the motion out. Another big thing, okay? We want them communicating. We want them talking. You know, we forget oftentimes as coaches, you know, that we're coaching it against 15 to 18-year-old kids. You know, we're not coaching on Sundays. We're coaching again on Friday nights against high school kids. So even if that guy in the box, the DC in the box, understands what you're trying to get accomplished, that doesn't mean these 18-year-old kids, 17, 16-year-old kids are going to know. Okay, so when they start making checks themselves, you're putting yourself in an advantageous look. Okay, the motion typically will cause some confusion for those kids. Now, we're not going to overthink this. We're just going to block 1 for 1, 2 for 2, okay, and we're going to cut this guy. So we're going to put our back one-on-one with this safety or one-on-one with this linebacker, okay? But if my guy's full speed to the sideline and your guy is standing still, I'm going to put my money on the guy working full speed. And that's what you're going to see. I'll oftentimes, you know, this is the 5A state champion right here, a hell of a coach, a very, very, very well-coached football team. And we were able to wear these guys out just by making them run, Now, again, we're looking at a different formation here, okay? When we ground a tight end, typically a defense is going to put their strength to a tight end, okay? Obviously, every defense is different, right? But a lot of times, defenses in high school are going to structure their defense to a tight end set. So if you ground your tight end opposite of a trip set, that's going to put their strength to a tight end, and we're trying to attack the trip set, okay? Essentially, you're giving the exact same look for your guys, but a different look for the defense, okay? Make it as simple as possible for your guys so they can play fast and they can play physical. Push him out, okay? The run game opposite, okay? The run game in the box when we're throwing the screen is going to freeze those backers in the box. Keep that in mind, okay? I've talked with some guys. They've talked about pass setting those guys. And what I think happens when you pass set is those linebackers, you know, either drop to their spot, right, spot drop, or they're going to match drop, which those are what the good defenses do, okay? So the run game opposite really freezes those guys and forces them to run late. This is a great example of, you know, we don't have to be killers, okay? We just have to get engaged and stay engaged. It's all about your hands and all about your feet, okay? We're going to take them where they want to go. We're putting the ball in an athlete's hands, okay? So we don't give them a lot of direction on, I want you to turn him to the sideline and I want you to turn him back inside. That's not what we're looking for here, okay? What we're looking for is for this guy to get the ball in space, okay, and these guys to simply stay engaged and run them where they want to go. And when we do that, we have a lot of success, okay? We have a lot of success. But these are, a great example of blocking an open field for us, because we in Kentucky, we can't cut. So you got to be able to move your feet, and you got to be able to shoot your hands. Okay, so a big thing, all right, later on, okay, I'm going to give you some examples of how to attack a defense off of the exact same look. But what you've got to do is you got to see these linebackers and how they're reacting. Okay, when you start push motioning and they start cheating out like this, you have to have answers for it, and we're going to come to that later on. Excuse me. Now, what I want you to see here is that, you know, the linebackers cheated. We got the ball out in open space, and they have to tackle in space. Okay, we get 11 yards even though they cheated to the push motion. Okay. Again, make them run horizontally and make them tackle. The more you can do that, the more successful you're going to be. Again, so I already addressed this, but again, when you're playing a 3-4 and you ground that tight end, it really puts them in a bind. Push them out. Now, so again, as a play caller, it's your job to identify where they're weakest. So when you see you're playing a 3-4 type team and they want to remain balanced because that's who they are, and we have that grounded tight end and they refuse to flip that other outside linebacker over, there's only one body to make this play. Okay, when he starts screaming and running that alley, there's a lot of grass. Okay, go get that grass. And I'm going to show you some film later of how we do that. But again, we don't have to be killers out there on the edge. Just get engaged. Go be physical with your hands. Go move your feet, move your hips, stay in front, stay engaged. We're going to be an advantage. Now, this, we don't always do it with a grounded tight end. Okay, we don't always do it with a grounded tight end. Again, we're going to keep it as simple as possible. Okay, we're going to block 1 for 1, 2 for 2, and in this situation, he's going to block most dangerous. Okay, so he could be working to this safety, or he could actually pin and look back inside. I can't remember looking at the film here, but block most dangerous, right? He works to the safety. I'm fine with that. That puts that middle linebacker on an island and makes him tackle. Okay, make them tackle in space. Again, confused. We've grounded tight end. Their strength is to the defense's left, and they don't know how to line up. That's exactly what you want. Okay, something simple and easy for your guys so you can play fast and physical, and they're thinking and moving, they're off balance. That's exactly what you want. Now, biggest coaching point. I think, the sexy, part of what I'm going to talk about is the shots I'm going to show you after these clips, but I can't stress it enough. The shots in the how we're attacking a defense only comes if you're good at this. Okay, you have to dedicate the time. We practice a lot. We spend a lot of time in practice developing our wide receivers to block an open space. Okay, going through the scenarios if we're going to cut or if we're going to work outside zone steps. Okay, you have to commit to throwing the swing screen. You have to commit to your rules in order for it to work for you. Okay, but when you get it down and they have to think about that swing screen every time you push the back out, you're at a huge advantage. This kid right here, he's a sophomore. He's going to be competing for our starting quarterback position. He's a basketball player. He's never worked out a day in his life in the weight room. Okay. But he stays engaged, right? He moves his feet and we get a positive gain. Okay. Look how many bodies are running and sprinting to the football right now. Look how big that big man right there. He's struggling to move. That's what you want. Wear these guys out. Even when you get a bad look, get to the edge. You're getting to the edge and you're making them tackle in space. All right. I think we've had enough. Now, this is the last one I'll show for you as far as our swing screen. So we're in a tight end grounded set and no one has capped a tight end. So he's not going to be a dummy, right? There's nobody there to cut. So he's going to work his outside zone steps. Now, what you want to see and what you want to do here, he works steps, real happy with those outside zone steps. Okay, but what he's got to do is he's got to keep working He's got to keep working. He got beat across his face. I'm okay with that. But now drive this man to the sideline. Okay. Don't stop your feet. Keep moving your feet. Run your arms. Okay. Give that back something to cut off of. Okay. If you give that back something to cut off of, that's one of your best players. That's one of your best athletes. He's going to make you right. Okay. But never stop. Stay engaged. Okay. Obviously, we don't want to hold, but you got to be physical with your hands and you got to move your feet. Okay. So now I'm going to go ahead, and if anybody has any sort of questions as far as how we're executing our swing screen, I guess raise that hand and I'll unmute you so we can discuss it. All right. So what we're going to do now is we're going to transition to some of our fakes off of the swing screen. So we do a lot of different things. And the biggest thing that helps us, I believe, is that when we push the back out, we can attack you everywhere on the field. Okay. We can attack you, in the flats to the left. We can attack you to the flats on the right. We can attack you down the field. We can attack you all the way down the field to the left side of the defense. We can attack you 12 to 15 yards in the middle. But it looks exactly the same every single time, okay? So you as a play caller have to understand who is being aggressive, right? Playing Covenant Catholic right here, and what they did to push motion, okay? What they did is we ground the tight end, so their outside linebacker, the jack capped, okay? Number 2 safety, field safety, played over top of number 2. So when we pushed the back, that safety had to chase, okay? So when he did that, we identified that from the box, okay? And we're going to throw a post behind him, all right? To make sure we don't block downfield. To make sure we don't block downfield, we signal hitches, okay, to our field wide receivers, okay? They don't understand that this is supposed to be a fake screen at all, okay? We signal them hitches. That's what they know to do, okay? So we don't block anybody downfield. Big thing, quarterbacks catch that football, okay? Eyes to the swing. One quick 1, 2, 3, set your foot, throw. That safety is not there, leaving that corner one-on-one on an island, okay? Go let your playmakers make plays in space, okay? Let your guys be a play. You put your guys in the right position to make plays. Another example here for you, exact same game situation. Okay, we got a 3rd and 4 situation. We know this is in the 3rd quarter, if I remember correctly. Okay, we know they're probably going to do the exact same thing, man to man, chasing the back out of the backfield. He abandons that grass. We take a shot. We score. Push up the lead further. Okay, you have to be able to attack them where they are not. Where they're being aggressive, you have to be able to attack them. Not sure what's going on here. Here we go. Sorry, for whatever reason, my huddle is starting to lag a little bit. We'll skip it. All right, so what we do now, okay, if we identify that they're blitzing off the edge, okay, or they're spinning their safeties, when we push motion out of the backfield, safety spins down, the field safety spins down and the boundary spins back, okay, or we identify blitz, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to screen backside, okay, we're going to screen backside. And how we do this, okay, we just call our motion to the field, okay, and we don't try to confuse our kids. We have a day 1 install with the screen, and this is how we're going to call it. All right, as long as it looks the same to the defense, that's all that matters. Okay, that's all that matters. excuse me. So what we're going to do is we're going to vertical pass set all of our offensive linemen. Okay. Vertical pass set all of our offensive linemen 3 steps. Okay. We're going to retrace our steps. We're going to retrace our steps, and we are kick. We are in the alley, and we're in the wall. Now, I don't have a lot of time to go into this screen, but we also call this rat kill. And what that means is that you're going to pick up any defensive lineman spilling down the line of scrimmage, but he doesn't do a good job of it on this particular screen right here. But the timing was perfect. We weren't able to rat kill this defensive lineman right here. What we should have done, our center should have peeled back and blocked this kid, leaving our kick in our alley with our guard. That's what should have happened. That should have been a touchdown. But we didn't get it blocked, and we got caught from behind. But if we knew that they were going to blitz off the edge. They started blitzing off the edge when we push motion. They also rotated their safeties down. We just didn't execute properly. But again, that's going to slow them down. Okay, we gave them the exact same look, but attacked them in a different part of the defense. Same look again. Okay, pushing the back out. Again, they would sometimes have this guy drop playing a 3-4 defense right here, okay, playing a 3-4. So sometimes he would drop to the boundary. We knew through film study that when we pushed the back, he was screaming off the edge, okay? So we felt like we had a really good matchup right here. Again, we just didn't hit it, but we felt like we liked our matchup. But that's the 5A runner-up right there. Very well-coached team. Another one again, but they actually broke the tendency. They did not bring blitz against when we pushed the back out. Let's move on to something else. Now, if you feel like we didn't run this enough, and we actually didn't run it until the playoffs, and we're going to run it a lot more this year. But if you feel like you're getting a lot of pressure, or if the middle, the Mike linebacker, the Sam linebacker, they're being extremely aggressive on the push motion and chasing out of the backfield, okay, what you can do is run an angle with your tight end, right? We said if we weren't capped, we were going to work outside zone steps. He probably needs to work a little bit harder on those outside zone steps right here to sell the route. But outside zone steps hard, put that foot in the ground and working back towards the middle of the field. The 4A runner-up, very extremely well-coached football team. Kid makes a hell of a play right here. But if you can get those backers to overcommit to the push, you can really hurt people that way. And we're going to do a lot of that this year. Now, I think this is probably the easiest way to attack. Probably the easiest way to attack. If you are getting extremely aggressive play from the flat defender, okay, from that nickel, that strong safety roll down, whatever you want to call him, and he's extremely aggressive, working to take away the screen, just call stick, okay? What we did is we pushed him out. We pushed the back out. We put number 2 on the stick. Number 2 is on the stick, and just your typical stick rolls. We're stick to flat, okay? We're stick to flat. Another day 1 install for us, okay? So try not to overcomplicate it. We want to attack everybody on the field, okay? But we also want to stick to who we are and what we do, okay? We didn't install anything new to attack a defense to this look. This was all from, our day 1 through 5 install. Again, we tricked 2 guys, okay? We tricked 2 guys because they're scared of the swing screen, okay? Scared of the swing screen. All that's going to do is slow them down. If we're playing fast and they're playing slow, we've got a huge advantage. Come on now. Something wrong with my film again. But I'm not sure what's going on. I'm struggling to load the film right now. Just want to say, you know, I'm an open book. You know, if you think you can utilize any of this stuff, just let me know. I don't mind sharing the film. We can either do it through Google Drive or you can do it through Huddle. It doesn't bother me one bit. So here we go. We're going south again, running stick. Okay. We knew this football team right here. This is the second time we played them, if I remember correctly. Excuse me. We knew they were going to be extremely aggressive. Okay. Trying to take away the swing screen. So when they do that, we're going to throw the stick right behind him. Boom. Right now. Get in his hands. Let's make one guy miss and get vertical. Okay. Player right there did a great job making one guy miss, sticking his foot in the ground and getting vertical. Now, when I go to these clinics and I watch this film, you know, it can be frustrating. This is something that the only teams that can do this are guys that have a quarterback with a big arm. Okay, so I want to go ahead and state that. This guy's going to an SEC school. He does have a big arm, but, you know, this is something that you may not be able to do. Just keep that in mind, okay? But if you want to be able to attack an aggressive corner out there, okay, just stutter and go, okay? Stutter and go. Look at the swing. Corner actually does a really good job right there. But because Bo has such a big arm, he's able to outthrow that. This is probably a better example. Another situation here, you're going to push the back out. We're going to stutter and go at the number 1 to the field. Just don't make the play, okay? Just don't make the play. All right, so at this point in time, we've seen plays where we're attacking backside corner, backside safety. We've seen plays where we're attacking the middle linebacker. Okay, we've seen plays where we're attacking the flat defender. We've seen plays where we're attacking the field safety and the field corner. Okay, we have to be able to attack everywhere in order to have success. Okay, if they don't know what's coming and they're playing slow and you're playing fast, you're at an advantage. You're at an advantage. All right, now here's the deal. This is not at a 3x1, but it's important. Okay, it's important to show you this. All right, because we got in a situation against a crosstown rival, and heck, look, they have one linebacker in the box with 3 down linemen. Okay, so what we wanted to do, and we knew if we pushed the back, and we'll see some better film later, when we pushed the back, they were going to chase. Okay, so what we did, okay, we pushed the back and then ran QB run game. Okay, again, attacking that interior linebackers, interior part of the defense. Good situation. Now we ran Q fold. Okay, we ran Q fold, and what we do is we block out with our guards, and we fold back in with our tackles. And we allow our center to go one-on-one with the nose and just take him wherever he wants. Our quarterback reads that center's block, and we got our tackles up on linebackers right now. Like I said, this kid's obviously very good, but I still say, you know, a kid that's your typical average spread high school quarterback, they can execute all this except for that vertical stutter and go to the field. We were getting, like I said earlier, we had a very young offensive line, starting 4, 3 sophomores and a junior that didn't play as a sophomore. So we were very light. We were going to be pretty good this year, but last year we weren't. You know, we were young, right? So we get in 4th and short situations, 3rd and short situations, and I couldn't call zone, I couldn't call power, I couldn't call anything. Okay, so what we would do is, again, we're going to fly the back out. Okay, fly the back out, try to pull the body out of there to give us a hats advantage and run it up in there. Blocking out with our guards, we're running fold, blocking out with our guards, and folding our tackles back inside. I have a lot more good film of this, a fold. If you all want it, just let me know. It's really good out of empty. If you're a 3x2 team at all, 4x1 team, and they ban in the box, fold is really good to you. Execution could have been better there, that's for sure. Trying to find there's a good one here. So now power, we keep it simple. A lot of people don't call this power, okay? But this is just our 10 personnel power when we don't have a tight end, okay? And we don't have a sniffer or fullback. We just consider our tackle to be the kick out block right here, okay? So we're going power at 5. That means our tackle is going to block at play side defensive end, and we're going to wrap for the first backer in the box, okay? So we're expecting this backer to follow, and he did, which was good, leaving us a 5-4 advantage, giving us a big gain right there. All right. Again, any sort of questions at all, please ask. I'd rather you ask than me. I feel like I'm just talking to a screen right now. All right, from here, okay, what I'm going to do again is the exact same thing, okay, exact same thing. It's going to look, okay, it's going to look just like our swing screen. That's what we're doing here. We're making everything look exactly the same, but then attacking different grass and attacking different players of a defense, okay? If you're, a Tony Franklin system, I believe they call it curls. Neil Brown, when he was at Kentucky, called it spacing, okay? And what you get on spacing, okay, what you get on spacing is you get a curl over the ball, okay? You get a curl over the ball. You get a post curl, okay? And typically, normally, you would get a flat, okay? Whether it be a 4-step out, okay? Whether it be just an arrow or a shoot, okay? And you're right, you're reading curl over ball, post curl, flat, all right? So instead of running the flat here, we tagged him on a vertical route, split those safeties, grab them, okay? And now our flat came here. Okay, nothing changed about our read and progression. Okay, we need to do a better job of running routes with our curl over the ball, but our progression didn't change. Okay, we're reading curl over ball to the post curl, but now to the flat being pushed out of the backfield. Again, he needs to line up wider. If he's wider pre-snap, he's going to open up more grass for himself and better spacing for his teammates. Pushing back, we're going curl over ball. Now, curl over ball, big coaching point if you like this play. He needs to get to his spot and hold his spot, okay? He needs to find the grass and get in that grass. He doesn't need to drift back outside. All he's going to do is get into the throwing window, okay? Find grass, sit in it, give your chest, give your numbers to the quarterback, and let him throw you open. You're either open or you're not, okay? If you are not open, that means the backer has played you. That means there's some grass that our post curl can get into, okay? So sometimes you're going to get an assist, right? You're going to get an assist right here if you run it right. Don't drift away. Don't drift outside, okay? But we're going curl over ball. We got nothing there. He's covered up to the post curl to the flat. Triangle read. Getting that grass. Big thing, big coaching point that we need to probably coach better. This isn't the best route, okay? Post curl, we're gonna work 7 steps, 3 steps to the post, and then back hard downhill. Okay. My big thing is we've got to get in grass. Okay. Obviously, we want to work a good route. Don't get me wrong. Okay. But we don't want to be too deep. If that grass shows itself, get in that grass. Take that grass because we're going to throw it on time. We're waiting on you to get in that grass. Excuse me. Excuse me. Again, I want to give the exact same look, but attack different people. Okay, so we're going curl over ball. Okay, spacing, a lot of spacing right here. Going curl over ball, post curl, and a flat. All right, all we do is tag him on a vertical. We want to grab the safety or 2. If we can grab people going vertical, that's what we want to do because that clears out space underneath for us. Gosh darn it. I have my note there. Now, again, he needs to stop. Okay, stop right there, give your chest. Okay, if you're open, you're open. If you're not, you're not. You're taking up a backer. Now, what I want you to see is because of the swing screen and because we're good at it, okay, both of these guys attack it. And this is week 8. Okay, this is week 8. They've got every single game on us on Huddle. Okay, it's difficult. They're kids. All right, they didn't get blocked, but they see that swing and they want to go get it. Okay, they want to go attack it. All right, they're kids. Okay, manipulated kid. I hate to say it that way, but that's the reality. Exact same thing. Again, 2 people, 2 guys. We throw that swing screen so well that 2 guys are working towards that swing screen. Okay. And I'll tell you what, another aspect of this is that, most defenses, they don't see a quads look very often. And honestly, when I'm breaking down a defense, we have to guess and try to figure out what we're going to get when we do it, because we truly don't know. Okay, we have to piece together what happened, how they line up against trips, what is their base coverages when a team lines up against trips, and we try to pull some film, but not a lot of people are pushing out to the trip side. Just lining up and tight end empty, shifting back into the backfield. I don't have enough time to go into why we do that, but again, if you are curious, just please reach out. Curl over ball to the post curl to the flat. Boom. Easy triangle read for our quarterback. Again, that's a 4A runner-up, should have won state. This is the 5A state champion. Disciplined, extremely well-coached kids. Okay? This works. I promise you that. Against very, very good football teams. This team went up to Cincinnati and beat one of the Ohio State champions. And not just beat them. I believe they won by 10 to 14 points. Again, we want to line up wider, creates more space, creates more space, better spacing between your 2 curl over ball and the post curl. Yeah, that's a coaching point right there. Good. Big thing. So curl over ball. If you're in that grass, sit in it right now. Give your chest to the quarterback. Give him something to throw at. Something I've been emphasizing in the offseason with my quarterbacks is that we ran this. I'm not positive how many times. I think it was in the 20, 15 to 20 area, and we never threw the curl over ball, and they were open more times than not. So we need to make sure, again, that's attacking those Mike backers when they want to attack that swing screen. Okay, so the more we can make them think about where they're going, the better off every play is going to be for us. But sit in that grass. Give your chest to the quarterback. Again, make them play horizontal. Make them run. Wear them out. This just guys making plays. Guys making plays in a big game. Move on to another one. Here we go. All right, so now attacking very similar grass, but in a different way, okay? Similar grass, but in a different way. So we went from spacing, okay, curl over ball, post curl to the flat, right? Now, okay, what we're going to do is we're going to go snag, all right? So we're going to push and run a corner with number 2. We're going to drift in when he sticks. I'm sticking. I'm finding grass. I'm sitting in it. Okay, my push is coming, and now he's in the flat. Okay, and all we do is tag our Y, and now he's on an oppo. Go opposite hash. Okay, if you're too high, we're going to split those safeties. We need to go grab a safety and make him run with us. All right, all he is a clear out. All right, so we're corner to the snag to the flat. Sit down. Sit down. Okay, what he's got to do, and we need to do a better job of coaching this guy up, and he needs to do a better job of listening because I know we coached it. Sit down. Okay, get in that grass. Quarterback should be ripping it right now in that grass right there in between these two linebackers. Okay, he needs to sit in that grass, give his chest to the quarterback. He's going to drive this and put it on his number, and we're going to chalk it up. We'll be third and short, or we're going to get a first down. Okay, he needs to sit down in that grass right now. Right there, we throw a bad ball because we didn't execute. Again, going trips left, pushing the back out, going snag. Okay, going snag. A lot of people know what snag is. Sit, 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 sit. Okay, he needs to sit right there. No, why overrun it? Boom, sit down, sit down. Okay, if he sits down, he's probably running another 10 yards. Okay, instead of getting 3 or 4 more yards, he probably would have got another 10 or 12 yards. Sit it down. Don't overrun your grass. Don't overrun your grass. Now this one, he actually didn't do too bad because he drifted and was able to get in the throwing lane right there. Okay, he drifted and got in that throwing lane. So snag something it can be fairly difficult to teach, but you got to run it a lot and you got to get a lot of reps. Now, there is a busted route here. The reason I put it on here is because it's a great example of the snag route finding grass. Okay, snag route finds grass. Okay, he doesn't overrun it. He's not in a hurry. He's not in a hurry. He finds the grass. He sits in it, gets his chest to the quarterback. Okay, gives him something to throw at. All right, that's what the snag should be. Don't overrun that. Get in that grass and sit in it. All right. Now to our shots. Now to the fun part. All right. So again, step one, all this stuff is good, but if you can't throw and complete the swing screen successfully and efficiently, none of the other stuff is going to work. Drill, drill, drill the swing screen, drill, drill, drill open field blocking in order to get this stuff right here. Okay, what we're working here is a sluggo. Okay, for your system, if you're a system guy, you know, it's not your slant and go. That's not what we're working here. We're working as a concept where we are actually going to run, in this situation, we're going to run a post. We're going to run a corner. And then this guy's going to get in his wake. And when he sticks, I stick, and I take the middle of the field. Okay? And he runs a wrong route. He's supposed to be on a hitch. He needs to occupy this corner as much as possible, opening up the post if it's there. Okay? And what our progression is here, okay, is we're going to go post to the sluggo to the corner. Okay? We're going to scan across the field. Scan across the field. Hit the top of your drop, post, sluggo, corner. If they cover it up, check it down to your back. Okay? If they cover it up, check it down to your back. Push him out. Post, sluggo, boom, bang it in there. Probably could have came a little bit sooner. But hell of a throw, hell of a catch. Kid fighting. That's a warrior right there. That's a kid that I'll take in a foxhole with me any day. Love that kid. All right, so correction here. Same thing. Okay, running sluggo. All right, so we have the hitch, we have the post, we have the corner, and then we have the sluggo attacking middle. If they just stand where they're standing, okay, we don't have a good play. All right, we don't have a good play. But typically, you stick with it and trust it, it's going to pop. What he's got to do here, instead of putting it on his wide receiver, he's got to put this on the pylon. Okay, if we are outside of the 20, okay, our aiming point is that front pylon. So that's where he was heading. He's got to put this ball on that front pylon and protect him. Okay, if we're 20 and in, it's the back pylon. They have their landmarks. Quarterback knows it. He saw him pop. He got a little excited, put it on him. He's got to throw this ball to the pylon, let him run underneath of it, and protect him. That was a play right at the end of the first half. Should have scored right there. This isn't our best. It's checking it down. This isn't our best film. All right. Pushes the back out. Our first read is that post. If that post pops, put it on him. 1, 2, 3, bang it in there. Okay. If it's there, take it, take it, take it, take it. But he comes down to his check down. Okay. But if the post is there, take it. This is just our 4 verticals. Okay, just our 4 verticals. Our rules, I'm sure all of y'all know 4 verticals, but our rules, okay, we have go numbers. Okay, our 1s are go numbers. Okay, our 2 to the trip side is go hash. Okay, he just needs to run the hash. Nothing too complicated. There's no backer out here, but we want to make sure we're over top of the backer. Okay, and we go hash. Now, number 3, he's our go opposite hash. And what he needs to do is identify safeties pre-snap. So he's got 1 and he's got 2. Okay, so what that tells him is that he needs to split safeties. Okay, go opposite hash. He needs to identify safeties. He identifies 2. He splits those safeties. Now, if he gets 1 high safety, what he's going to do is climb over the backer and attack the opposite eye of the free safety. Okay, so we've got rules for that oppo, and we've had a lot of success with it. Push the back out. This is a hell of a throw, hell of a catch. All right. So we're looking again. We're going to push the back out. Actually, no, we switch it at the last minute. So this probably isn't the best example for this clinic. But a heck of a catch. Heck of a catch. Sorry about that. All right, I wanted to put some of our bunch, okay? Now, obviously, this is a little bit different look than that we've looked at throughout the clinic. But when you bunch them down and push your back out, they've got to decide what they're going to do. Are they going to bump their corner out, okay, and take him there? Are they going to chase with the Sam or the Mike? Are they going to bump their safety? They got to make a decision. Again, the more we do things like this and we make these 15 through 18-year-old kids make decisions, the better off we are as a play caller. When your guys know what they're doing and they don't know what they're doing, you're in an advantage. Make them play slow. You play fast. Now, our rules, we look at the single first. If we like that single, safety's on the hash right here, and we're in press man with one of our best wide receivers, our quarterback's going to take that every single time if we're running vertical. So he looks at that single, 1, 2, 3. Quick, should be a quick 1, 2, 3 ball. You got to make that play. Got to make that play. Now, I will show you again, if he didn't, okay, if he didn't throw the single here, all right, he's looking, okay, he's going to look to this bunch and let it clear. And we ran go switch. So what that did is that switched that put number 2 on the numbers, and that put number 1 up the hash. I like that right there. But I'm okay with what he did. He said, I'm taking the single because where the safety is, and I'm going to throw it. I'm okay with that. And my guy's going to make the play right here. Again, we're running 4 verticals. We're running the switch. 2 and 3 are switching. Put number 2 on the numbers and number 1 on the hash. I like this matchup here. He didn't take it. Push the back out, move the corner. Not a lot for him. He should have checked it down. Should have checked it down right there. Got a great block in the open field, though. Put this on here because quarterback misses the read. So, again, we're going go switch. So, we're in our trips with the tight end down. We push the back out, okay, and we're running switch. So, now that puts number 1. Again, puts number 1 on the hash this time and number 2 on the numbers. He should have thrown the go hash right now. Boom. He should have cleared this ball right now and put it right off his ear. But he throws it up to big, probably 6'2" wide receiver, goes up and makes a play for him. All right. Running out of time. I'll get the last one in for you. Something we did and had a lot of success with. Should have called it more often. We pushed the back out and we went, some people call it peel, some people call it powder. Okay. All we're doing is going double post with a wheel, but the wheel came from the back. Okay. So our landmarks here is the number one on the post is middle goal post. Okay. The flat post is the opposite front pylon. Okay. And what that does, that creates spacing for you. Okay. And the wheels on the numbers. All right. And what we did is we tagged a whip, all right, to give him a check down and a clear out, just in case we got hot. But we go high post, so high post to the flats of the wheel. So if that high post is there, you take it, bang. All right, so that's looks like I've got about 5 minutes left on the clock here. Anybody has any questions, anything like that, please ask.
Hey, Coach, great stuff. I appreciate you. I have a question, maybe a curiosity is what everybody's unmuted, by the way, so fire away. What is the percentage of you guys intentionally throwing to the back to get them to honor that? Or I know you're looking for your concepts down the field, but is there ever, I'm just curious about the ratio of how many times you're actually throwing to the back.
I'd say I don't know that exactly. I know that we threw the swing, like we called the swing screen, I think it was 30 times roughly. So not a ton, honestly. But we called it 30 times, and I believe we were efficient 27 of the 30, something like that. And then 15, it was like 14 of the 30 were explosive plays. So I guess, if I was prepping for us, I knew I had to take that away, because if they didn't, our tailback was going to hurt you.
Right. Yeah, it's very good. Stretching the field horizontally, vertically, using all your skills. That's good.
I appreciate it.
What do you need?
Anybody out there should be unmuted. So anybody got any questions?
I just want to leave.
Anybody?
All right.
Well, Coach, I appreciate you. Thanks a lot. A lot of good stuff there. We've got this recorded, Coach. So if you don't mind, I'll get back with you, and maybe we share it out or something. But I know you dropped your information there at the beginning. Hopefully, guys will reach out to you and start the connections. A lot of what we're doing, and the reason why we're doing it, obviously, is talk some football, but is to make those coach relationship connections. So we had a small group, but I mean, hopefully we can make a couple connections and that grows from there. So appreciate your time, Coach. Thank you very much. And anybody else any questions or comments, we'll end it there.
All right.
Coach Back is going to come on here in a minute, guys, if you want to hang tight. Thanks, Coach. I appreciate you.
I appreciate it. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.